guys, Asher coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Hopefully it finds you all doing well. If not, sending some positive vibes, some love your way today, especially if you need it out there. Today, we're going to do a really fun video. Hopefully it won't be super long, but these are a bunch of just ideas and thoughts that I had, learnings, if you will, from the last 4 years or so, 5 years, it feels like 20 years of playing Raid Shadow Legends, that Plarium would rather you not know, right? These are like things they just don't tell you. These are secrets that remain under the hood at Plarium headquarters that I think that all my viewers should be aware of.
I never do this, but can I get your autograph? Been following you for a long time. Sign right there.
Let's just go ahead and jump in with number one. I remember back in the day, I pulled the champion. I pulled the legendary champion. It was a Knight Revenant champion, and his name was Bistophus. And I'll never forget this dude. The big teal fella. I mean, what an interesting skin tone he's got there, huh?
Some guys have all the luck. I was born with glass bones and paper skin.
The thing I remember about this champion the most is seeing this number right here, 1795. On the attack, and I remember thinking to myself, I did it! I did it! I clearly got the best nuker ever in Raid Shadow Legends. This is the highest attack I have ever seen. Almost 1800. Are you kidding me? This dude is going to smack! And then he didn't hit hard. So, secret number one is going to be multipliers are not in the game. Why would they put them in the game? Or a better way to say it is, when it comes to dealing damage in Raid Shadow Legends, you cannot base anything off of these numbers. Whether they're a HP-based nuker, an attack-based nuker, or a defense-based nuker, you do not know how much damage they're going to do simply by looking at those numbers. The only value of those numbers is seeing how easy it will be to get those numbers high vis-a-vis percentage gear. In other words, an 1800 base attack, or almost, is going to scale really well when you put attack percentage on the chest. But the multipliers of these champions, it varies extremely widely, okay? So you can have a champion with 1300 base attack who hits way harder than a champion with 1800 base attack. Same thing goes on defense. That's why it's always valuable to go ahead and pull up a website. There's a bunch of them out there. Hell, Hades, Ayumi Love, Aftershock United. They all have the champion multipliers also listed there, and a few of them have damage rankings as well, or ratings like godlike or average or good or below average or bad or weak. So I would strongly recommend, before anybody invests in a nuker, you look at their multipliers. Their hit multipliers will dictate their damage and dictate, you know, if I scale this attack to 8,000, how hard are they actually going to hit, right? So that's a big one that I wish I knew earlier. Another one is, and they've buffed this guy, his multiplier since, so it doesn't really apply as much, but 1729, the first time I pulled the Nithui Blood Twin, I was like, dude, he must hit so hard back in the early game, and I'm sure so many early players, new players, must do the same thing I did. Did you?
Hola, soy Dora.
Did you do that? What sense does that make? They should have the multipliers in-game. I'm sure it would just confuse some people too, but they should have them in-game. All right, number two is 10-time shard pulls are a scam as the shards come up on the screen. Hey, we have a 10-time chance right now, the time of this recording, to get more to Macabre. Oh yeah, baby, let's do it. No.
It's a made-up tale.
There's so many champions, and with every single month or every other month or every quarter, they're adding a ton more champions to the game. There's over 1,000 champions in the game now. The odds on a 10-time chance that you're gonna get that champion, well, honestly, it's very slim. There's only one exception there, right? When pulling shards. This is a gotcha game. There's a lot of sneaky mechanics behind shard pulls in this game. We're going to talk about another one of them in a little bit here, but there's a lot of sneakiness.
You got the money. I got the time.
The best time to pull is when you know you're near Mercy. Here's the Mercy system. So after 200 Ancient or Void shards without a legendary, your chances increase by 5%. Sacreds after 12. So basically what you want to do here on legendaries is the best time to pull is either in a 2x event, right? A double chance event. It's going to take those summons all the way up to a whopping 1% on Void and Ancient shards, or a 12% on legendary, on Sacred shards, excuse me. So that's, you know, if you just want any legendary champion, you don't really care who, that's your best time to pull in terms of the odds per shard. However, the best time to pull if there's a good champion out there that's a guaranteed summon. Now, generally, you'll have to save your shards or spend a lot of money to get a guaranteed champion, and they keep jacking up the amount of shards you need to pull to get a guaranteed. But every so often, they will give us a guaranteed champion, right, after like 100 shards, or now about 110 shards, right? So you pull 110 shards, you're guaranteed a champion. If that champion is really good, especially if you're near your mercy, or even if you're not, odds are you might pull another legendary or even two if you're lucky on the way to the guaranteed, thus walking away with, you know, 2 legendaries. So they say when you know you're near your mercy and there's a guaranteed summon, it might be a better time to pull shards during that time, right? But either way, a time not to pull is 10 times, unless you know that you're deep into your mercy and you really want to get your hands on the 10-time champion. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, TLDR, long story short, is you still got a 0.5% chance from an ancient to pull a legendary to begin with, okay? So you have to get lucky to pull a legendary, and then on top of that, it's far from a guarantee you're going to get the 10-time. In fact, the odds are you're not going to get the 10-time champion. So be careful. Be careful. Save up your shards, but don't use them for 10 times, man, unless you're already deep into that mercy and you've got it all figured out. You've got it all calculated. Number 3 is this game gives you, Plarium definitely doesn't want new players to know this. They definitely don't, right? It's like they quietly give us a bunch of good champions in this game, but the truth of the matter is there's no winning. We said this before on the channel, but there's no winning Raid Shadow Legends. There's no winning. To each his or her own in terms of this game, right? There's no reward. They don't send you on a Hawaiian vacation if you finish #1 in arena or anything like that, right? What enjoyment and fulfillment you get from this game is all based on you. You don't need the best champions. They give you, and here's the underlying point, they give you everything you need for free in this game. At the same time, they try to get you to pull those casino slot machines. They try to get you to pull all along the way. They give you every casino, you know, dopamine spiker they possibly can. But underlying, they give you everything for free. It's like going to a casino to eat, and the meal is free, but along the way, they're trying to give you all these vouchers. All these, just come on, take out your wallet. Come on, come on, come on.
All right, you proved your point. You broke into my vault. Congratulations. You're a dead man.
Be very, very careful. In terms of what am I talking about? Well, for example, every new player in the game, whether you're a spender or not a spender, you can get your first like 3, 4, 5, 20 champions for free without spending 1 dime in Raid Shadow Legends, okay? Talk about campaign. I'm not going to go through them all. But let's talk about campaign farmable champions, right? Go over here and pick up Saurus. He can be your campaign farmer, right? An uncommon champion can be your campaign farmer in 6 seconds. One of the better ones out there in the game. He's totally free. How about one of the best debuffers there for the early game in War Maiden? You can get her totally free just by playing campaign. You can pick up War Maiden. You can pick up High Katoon, who's an incredible speed champion. Guess what? You get her for free after 30 days. It just keeps going. You get Dark Elaine, who's a great nuker for free. You get Syl the Drakes, who's a great reviver and a healer for free. You get Grush the Mangler, who's a great healer as well for free. You get Vizixia Boat, who's a great champion for free. You farm up your Hydra after a couple years of playing for free. You'll get Mithrala Lifebane, who's one of the best champions in the game for free. I know hundreds of players who have finished Faction Wars and gotten Lydia for free. You get the point? If not, I'll keep going. All right. They give you a lot of free, amazing champions you don't need to buy anymore, okay? Furthermore, you don't need to go for every fusion, every fragment summon. No, you don't need it. You don't need it. They give you enough for free. Sure, every so often, maybe you do want to go for one, and more power to you. I go for some, but don't feel compelled to go for everything, because you got everything you need, right? As long as you're enjoying the game. Don't need to spend on it. All right, number 4. They throw a hell of a lot of bad offers at you in this game. Oh, look, what is this? Limited privilege pack. It's limited. Whoa! I get 12 shards and 6 books for only $90? That's almost enough to upgrade 1 champion. Not really. Not really. About half of a champion. Maybe. Not even. Anyway, you guys see my point, right? This is not even the worst offer ever. I'm just like picking the first one that I saw. But how about all these gear offers, right? Even if you're going to spend money in this game, and here's the underlying point again, even if you're going to spend money and you're new to the game, wait a few months to spend money, you know? Wait a few months. Seriously. Learn the game because they throw so many bad offers at you as well. And guess what, guys? Guess what? They're going to throw offers at you. Everybody's different, right? What I'm getting in my shop, it's not going to be the same as any of you guys, what you're getting in your shop, because they base their offers based on your spending behavior, okay? Let me repeat that. They base what they show you in their shop based on your spending behavior throughout the entire history of your account. It's not like everybody wakes up to the same deals every day and we can say, hey, did you get that deal? I didn't get that deal. Did you get? No. Everybody's different. So I happen to have spent too much on this stupid game. I'm just joking. I love this game. I spent too much, so they're giving me a bunch of big money offers. They're like, hey, we got a whale on our hands here, guys. You ever notice you go away from the game, they give you a bunch of juicy offers. You go away for a month, they'll give you some of the best offers this game can give you if you don't log in for a couple months. The welcome back offers. They'll give you welcome back stuff for free, right? So just based on your playing style, your behavior in game, and your behavior when buying things in game, that's going to dictate what they give you. So you buy a bunch of stupid stuff, they're going to send you more stupid offers. You buy a bunch of lifesteal, they're going to give you even legendary lifesteal for $50. Give them the mythical offer for $500. He might be stupid enough to buy it. So be careful. Be careful. Understand, at the very least, understand the value of different items in this game, which usually takes, at least in my experience, 6 months or so. Like understanding the economics of playing this game. New players oftentimes just throw them, especially the whales, man. We're the worst. The whales are the worst. People who are comfortable spending a little bit of money in a game, they're like, I'm just going to pay for an advantage. Ah! And they go in there and they just spend tons of dumb money on the dumbest things in the beginning, right? There are things that do make sense to buy, but you're not going to know them in the early game. Last but not least, guys, fusions. Okay, let me put it this way. We're in clan versus clan right now, right? Plarium, they have 3 paydays. Okay, they have 2 paydays a month. Let's just say, I'm not making this up, right? Plarium employees have 2 paydays. That's when all their money comes in, right? It's fusion / fragment summon and clan versus clan, right? That is when, and I guess shard events, right? But that's when they make their money. Usually the shard events coincide with the clan versus clan or a fusion and a fragment summon, right? So that's to be given. That's a given. So a sneaky thing they do, and well, first of all, just be aware of that. Just be aware that that's when a lot of people spend a lot of money, right? So how can they use this to their advantage? How can Plarium use this fact to their advantage? Well, number one is they can find ways of getting your resources away from you like the week before a really big event that you would be enticed to do. That way you're enticed to spend for those resources that you spent the previous week. What I'm trying to say here is be very, very worried about, the week before a clan versus clan or the week before a fragment summon or a fusion. There'll often be these big 10-time events, like a bunch of different good champions, right? Trying to get you to spend either your money or your resources on shards, and then when the event comes, which you would have rather used your resources, your shards, then you don't have them, and you're left with 2 choices. You miss out on something that you would have wanted, or you spend money. So again, fusions, clan versus clan, fragment summon, those are the Plarium paydays. If you want to take part in those, that's fine. I'm not telling you how to enjoy your time and how to spend your money. I wouldn't do that to you guys. All I'm saying is it should be, a little light bulb should go on. Just having the knowledge should be valuable to especially new players out there, right? These are when the most spenders spend. When most players spend is during these time periods. And in terms of spending in this game, that's what it's all about. Just to kind of put a bow on this video, right? It's all about getting you comfortable with spending just a little bit of money and then kind of reeling you in, right? You're a fish. They catch a little minnow and then they start feeding the fish. They feed the minnow, right? They feed you with these nice little offers. And then you start growing. You start growing a little bit. But what you're doing as you're growing is you're getting accustomed to this life, this new life that you have, where you're getting fed a little bit more, and it's getting those dopamine triggers. It's getting making you feel good. Your account's progressing, blah, blah, blah. And then you become accustomed to that. You become accustomed to progressing a little bit faster, eating a little bit more. And they start throwing more offers and more offers. And next thing you know, you're spending $100 a day, €100 a day, £100 a day, right? And 6 months ago when you started playing the game, you would have never done that. You know, the first time you made an in-game purchase for $10, you cringed. But now you're spending $100 per time, right? Just be aware of these underlying mechanisms, if you will, inside this game. Guys, there it is. Those are 5 secrets that Plarium just doesn't want you to know. And now you know them, and knowing is half the battle. Go, Joe.